right, ladies and gentlemen, it is January 9th, and I'm losing steam. uh, it's come to that point, a little over a week, and it's come to that point where I'm just like, I could just not make the video, but it's a commitment. And, I mean, that's the whole reason we're here. So, how ironic is that? I don't know if you've seen this. You probably have. It seemed to blow up, especially on TikTok, but this guy is sitting and he's looking at this spool of wire and he's reminiscing about it. He's coming to the realization that he's had this spool of wire for decades and he's used it over time, and now it's significantly smaller. And he's just sitting there thinking about how that is a representation of the time passing and all the projects that he's worked on, and his, oh my god, his, I'm going to say this because I really feel it. His bitch of a wife, just so completely, what a terrible person. So inconsiderate, so rude, and so bland. Such a bland person. Comes out and is recording him, and he tells her what's going on because he's like tearing up about it. He's explaining himself, and she's so dismissive. She's just, oh, I thought you were just sad about your football team. Dude, your husband is having a moment. How there's so many things wrong there. It's insane. Like I just, to me, the first thing I'm thinking of is, damn, dude, that's what you married? That sucks. To have a partner that is so just fucking clueless. And it goes the other way too. I mean, you see a lot of my dad and I talk about this a lot. Those skits on like Jimmy Kimmel where they talk to couples, partners, whoever on the street of like Hollywood, and they'll ask them like, the mom knows everything. The mom knows everything. They're all the names of their kids' friends, all the names of their kids' teachers, and all their birthdays. Like, obviously, she knows their children's birthdays. They ask the guy, and the guy doesn't know fucking anything about anything. Doesn't know his engagement date. Doesn't know his wedding date. Doesn't know his wife's birthday. He won't know her damn eye color, and he's standing 2 feet away from her. How are people so oblivious to the world around them? It's really upsetting. These people vote. Actually, even worse, these are the people that we're voting for. Even worse. These are the people that we're voting for. And those same people are voting for them. Oh, man. It's just so upsetting how little people pay attention to the world around them. And going back to that video, it's just, how could you be in a relationship with somebody and see them having a moment like that, and your first reaction is to be completely dismissive of how they're feeling? Nothing in you is like, there's no emotional response of like, okay, well, he's having like an emotional moment, so let me be there for him, or see if he just needs time or etc. If he wants to talk about it, nothing in their brain goes like, you know what? That is really interesting to think about. That's amazing that you came to that realization. It really is an awesome thing to have like a physical representation of all the work you've put into projects and all the time that has passed. Nothing. Just fucking brain dead. Absolutely nothing. Oh, well, I thought your sports team lost. It also goes to show like how simple-minded she thinks he is. He's having this very complex emotional moment, thinking about how his life has passed him, thinking about all of the energy that he's put into these projects, how these little pieces of various wire are sitting around all over in various projects, different houses and different cars, and he's having a very complicated moment. There's a lot going through his head. And she's like, "Oh, well, he's so stupid. Like, there's no way that he could be having anything that complicated to think about. He must be just sitting there thinking about his sports team because he's an idiot." It's just, oh my God. There's so many things wrong with that video. It's so, like, it's so rough to watch. It's so brutal. Oh, man. It hurts my soul watching that video. And he gets so frustrated. That's really what gets me is he's so frustrated by her disinterest and her complete hand waving of the whole situation. It's really sad. It's a really sad video. And I see so many things. I actually there was a Reddit post asking about why men choose not to share their feelings. And the basic most of the responses were just it was either like, because I know that if I'm giving my if I'm telling my emotions, then eventually the conversation just ends up being, oh, it's just me apologizing. Oh, well, I'm sorry that I'm not happy. I'm sorry that I'm not, like, now they're upset because it's about them. They've made it about them. Or like another pretty standard response was just cuz guys are problem solvers, and talking about the problem with somebody, like, if you're not going to offer a solution, which women don't, right? We know this about men and women. Men are problem solvers. Men attack the problem. That's how we are. We think in a very logical, strategic way, right? We see an issue, we okay, so what do we do about it? Women aren't like that. Women, that's why people say, like, well, if a woman is wants to talk about something, right, that she's struggling with, just sit there and listen. Because if you start providing solutions, then it's just, she's not going to, I don't know what the word I'm looking for is, but she's not going to respond to that. That's just not how their brains work. It's like, there's nothing necessarily good or bad about that. I mean, it's a bit impractical, I guess, to a guy, right? To just sit there and be like, "Oh, this is my problem." And like, "Okay, so what are we going to do about it?" It will remain a problem until something is done. So that's just how guys think. It's a different way of approaching it. There's just less emotion behind it. It's just, okay, we got to take care of it. But on the flip side, that can hurt guys as well. Is like, I mean, obviously men are still very out of touch with their emotions and mass. We're getting to a better point in time where the last like millennial, Gen X, etc. There's more widespread access to information about mental health and getting it all together and etc. But dude, we don't even have the time to do anything about it. It's just like our economic standing is complete trash. Nobody can make enough money for anything. We got too much on our plate, you know? It's just we don't even have time to fix ourselves. Anyway, go, going back to that video. It's I think I would say that this channel is more generally geared towards men's mental health because let's be real, and same kind of along the lines of like that Reddit post is a lot of men just feel very disregarded when they talk about their emotions. Like one, it's either like, oh, what's the word they use? Oh, an ick. It's an ick. Oh, shut the fuck up. Jesus Christ. Oh, a man's crying. Oh, that's an ick. Shut the fuck up. You're a terrible person if you actually think that. You're not a good person. Like, you need to seriously take a step back and reevaluate yourself. If one, you're unironically using the expression icks to determine, like, to show what you don't like about a person, come on, get real. It oh, it's so pathetic. Um, it's definitely what's the word I'm looking for? It's definitely a way of like um oh damn, what's the word I'm looking for? Not a representation, but it's I also use that word right now because I can't think of the word I'm looking for. It's like a representation of like how they're searching for the perfect man. The perfect man. He won't do this. He won't do that. He won't do this. He won't do that. He won't do this. Dude, get a grip. Holy shit. And on the other side of that coin, men will just choose anything that's convenient. So, like, men have no bar. They'll just a woman pays attention to them and they're just like, wow, this is great. Wow. And then they end up with that chick that completely dismisses them when they're looking at the spool of wire and having a little existential moment, understanding themselves and how time has passed. And they end up with that bitch that's like, oh, I thought you're not possibly smart enough to have like a thought process like that. I thought you were just big dumb football brain. What are you talking about? Ugh, gross. What a gross person. I don't really know where I'm going with this video. But I'm about out of time anyway. So, um yeah, I don't know. Find a partner that actually gives a shit. It's hard, but do yourself a favor. All right. I'll talk to you guys later.